News from around the globe. Hot, fresh, balanced and objective. On Unity.
Welcome to Unity News Hour on Unity TV. Today is Tuesday, 14th of February 2023 and it's equivalent to 23rd of Rajab 1444 after Hijrah. The headlines. El-Rufai, I no longer believe in leadership quality around Buhari. Naira deadline, banks, fuel stations reject old notes, ignore Supreme Court order. Police foil attack on station in Anambra, neutralize one. And on the foreign scene, anger rises as Turkey, Syria quake deaths hits 37,000. And in sports tragedy, as goalkeeper dies after saving penalty in Belgium. And those were the headlines, and for details and more of the stories, I am Ruqayyat Sani Ibrahim. Governor Nasir El-Rufai of Kaduna State yesterday caused a stir in the polity ahead of next week's presidential poll, saying he no longer believes in the quality of leadership around President Muhammadu Buhari. Claiming that the presidency cabal was working towards an interim national government, El-Rufai, in an interview with newsmen, said the leaders around President Buhari resorted to interim national government after failing to get either Central Bank of Nigeria (CBN) Governor Mr. Godwin Emefiele and Senate President Ahmed Lawal to succeed Buhari. His comment elicited knocks from the Middle Belt Forum (MBF), the African Democratic Congress (ADC) presidential candidate Mr. Dumebi Kachiku, and the top leader of the People's Democratic Party (PDP). According to the Kaduna State Governor, some non-state actors have their eyes on an interim government as an outcome of the ongoing presidential election process. However, efforts to get the APC and the party's presidential campaign council to speak on the issue prove abortive, as the leaders declined comment. But the PDP leader who spoke to newsmen off the record so as not to appear to be taking sides in APC's civil war said, "For all intents and purposes, Governor Nasir El-Rufai is trying to be clever by half, because the Kaduna State Governor and Tinubu are not only aware but are neck deep in the plot." Former Aviation Minister Femi Fani-Kayode have been released by the Department of State Service (TSS). The Secret Service also asked Fani-Kayode to report back to its facility on Wednesday. Earlier on Monday, the Secret Service invited the Director of Special Projects and New Media of the All Progressives Congress (APC) for questioning and grilled him for about 7 hours. The APC chieftain had appeared at DSS office in Abuja to answer questions on the allegations he made about some army generals plotting with some presidential candidates to scuttle the 2023 general elections and carry out a coup against the government. Earlier today, DSS spokesman Peter Afunanya confirmed that Fani-Kayode had reported at the headquarters of the Secret Service. This comes about 2 days after Fani-Kayode alleged that the presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party (PDP), Atiku Abubakar, had a secret meeting with some army generals, but the defense headquarters had subsequently denied the alleged meeting, pledging its commitment to democracy. The Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) has again asked Nigerians to ignore social media hoax that the chairman of the commission, Professor Mahmoud Yakubu, has agreed to elections postponement over the currency crisis in the country. The presidential and National Assembly elections are slated for February 25, while the governorship and state assemblies polls is scheduled for March 11. In a tweet on Monday night titled Fake News Alert, INEC asked Nigerians to disregard the fake report circulating on the social media with the title, "INEC may postpone February 25 election by a week or two because the commission will not and is not contemplating postponing the 2023 general election." Another report had also quoted Professor Yakubu as saying the commission was affected by the cash shortage and that a postponement of the election could be in the best interest of Nigerians. In his reaction, Chief Press Secretary to the INEC chairman, Mr. Rotimi Onyekami, described the claims as false. Some commercial banks and filling stations have stopped collecting the old Naira notes from customers, contrary to the ruling of the Supreme Court, restraining the federal government from enforcing the February 10 time limit. Earlier fixed by the Apex Bank for the currency swap, findings by the newsmen on Monday indicated that the banks refused to accept the old 1,500 and 200 Naira notes from depositors and point-of-service agents who flooded the bank to lodge their cash. Point-of-service operators and other bank customers whose old notes were rejected panic as bank officials who said they were acting on the Central Bank of Nigeria's directive remain adamant. As the Naira crisis worsened, the CBN Governor Godwin Emefiele again met with the President Muhammadu Buhari at the presidential villa on Monday, but failed to address correspondence as he reportedly left the villa through a side entrance. The police command in Anambra State said its operatives have foiled an attack by gunmen on Ogidi police station in Adimili North local government area. The command public relations officer DSP Tochukwu Ikenga, who disclosed this in an interview with newsmen in Akwai, said one of the gunmen was neutralized. He said that the gunmen came in 2 buses and on 3 motorcycles, shooting indiscriminately in an attempt to gain access into the police station in the early hours of Monday. Ikenga said the gunmen were firstly resisted by police officers on duty, and due to the superior gunfire of the operatives, the hoodlums fled the scene, while one of the armed men was neutralized by the operatives. He said that a reinforcement of police tactical team have been deployed to reinforce security in the area. On the forthcoming general election, the spokesman assured residents that the command had mounted high security surveillance to ensure peaceful elections in the state. A meningitis outbreak has swept across Jigawa State, causing concern among residents and health authorities, according to a statement released by Dr. Salisu Muazu, the permanent secretary of the Ministry of Health in the state capital of Dutse. The outbreak has resulted in the confirmed cases of 80 out of 360 suspected cases, with 20 deaths feared. According to the World Health Organization (WHO), meningitis is a serious and potentially life-threatening illness, and its symptoms include fever, headache, stiff neck, and a rash, while assuring the public that the government is taking all necessary measures to control and manage the outbreak. Dr. Masu asked the public to adopt meningitis preventive measures, which include practicing good hygiene, such as washing hands regularly and avoiding close contact with infected individuals, as well as getting vaccinated against the disease. Governor Nyesom Wike of Rivers State says he is not surprised that the People's Democratic Party PDP Presidential Campaign Council put off its rally in the state. Wike said the decision by the PDP Presidential Campaign Council in Rivers was expected because none of the members has the political clout to mobilize and encourage a number of supporters for the rally. The governor spoke on Monday at the state PDP rally in the Akuku Toru local government area, where he addressed some other political and development issues. He described those in charge of the campaign of his party's flag bearer Atiku Abubakar as not having the political capacity to mobilize supporters in Rivers. Wike and 4 other PDP governors in the southern region of Nigeria had 4 months demanded the resignation of PDP National Chairman Iyorchia Ayu as a precondition to support Atiku's presidential ambition in the February 25 poll. 2 weeks before the presidential election, the Labour Party in the Southwest has collapsed its entire structure in the region into the All Progressives Congress. The group also declared its support for the presidential candidate of the APC, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Speaking with journalists in Akure, the Ondo State capital, on Monday, the Southwest chairman of the Labour Party, Mr. Omotoso Banji, explained that their journey into the APC was facilitated by the national coordinator of the Southwest agenda for Asiwaju Tinubu 2023, Dr. Dayo Adeye, and other members of the group. Omotoso, who led the party leadership to collapse in its structure, said the leadership of the Labour Party decided to quit the party because it was not viable and lacked the clout to win the forthcoming general election. The national coordinator of Swaga 2023, Dr. Dayo Adeye, while receiving the defectors, charged them and other APC members across the Southwest to go back to their various polling units and work for Tinubu to win the forthcoming presidential election. The Niger State Sector Commander of the Federal Road Safety Corps, Kumar Tuaskam, has confirmed that 7 people died in a motor accident in Lanle in Lavun local government area of Niger State. Tuaskam stated that the accident occurred on Sunday night between a trailer with registration number FKA 327XA and a commercial Ford minibus with registration number SHA 140XH as a result of excess speeding. He also stated that the vehicle lost control after the 2 vehicles had collided with each other as the Ford vehicle tried to overtake another vehicle. The sector commander also explained that 6 of the 7 people involved in the accident died on the spot, while the 7th victim died on Monday at the Kutigi General Hospital. Tuaksam further stated that the FRSC and Red Cross attended to the victims, adding that the crash was very fatal. And on the foreign scene, rescuers in Turkey pulled several children alive from collapsed buildings on Monday, a week after the country's worst earthquake in modern history, but hopes of many more survivors were fading and criticism of the authorities grew. In one city, rescuers were digging a tunnel to reach a grandmother, mother and daughter all from one family who appear to have survived the 7.8 magnitude February 6 quake and aftershock that have killed more than 37,000 in Turkey and Syria. But others were bracing for the inevitable scaling down of operations as low temperatures reduced the already slim chances of survival, with some Polish rescuers announcing they would leave on Wednesday. In the shattered Syrian city of Aleppo, UNA Chief Martin Griffin said the rescue phase was coming to a close, with the focus switching to shelter, food and schooling. And in sports, a goalkeeper has tragically died from a heart attack seconds after saving a penalty, and EP 25 was in action for Winkel Sports B against Westrozebik in Belgium on Saturday when the shocking incident occurred. The stopper side were leading 2-1 when the opposition were awarded a spot kick. Early in the second half, it was gathered that he, however, managed to keep his team's advantage as he correctly dived the right way to save the penalty. But straight after celebrating, the footballer collapsed onto the turf in front of shocked players and the crowd. Medics raced to the field to try to save the star as emergency services rushed to the scene. But Espiel was later pronounced dead in the hospital. The match, which was in the 7th tier, was abandoned. The heartbreaking scene unfolded in front of Espiel's watching parents and his brother Aaron, who was on the sub bench for Winkel Sports. With this story, we've come to the end of our bulletin for today. You can follow us on our social media handles at Facebook, Instagram and Twitter at TUNTBE Radio FM TV, respectively. I am Rukayat Sani Ibrahim. Thanks for watching and enjoy the rest of our programs. Unity.